Well, I don't want to say the cliche successful, but I feel like I'm going to do very well in this world. So in 5 years, I'm going to be exactly where I want to be instead of, off course.
In 5 years, I will be attending Michigan State in the fall, go Spartans, and I will be going for communications business. So the first 4 years, I will be doing communications.
In 5 years, I should be wrapping up with my studies at Wayne State. I'm going to Wayne State, and I'm going to be studying engineering general, unless I want to branch into something a little bit more specific than that, but still within the field of engineering.
In 5 years, I see myself pursuing my career.
5 years, I see myself successful, making money and pursuing my dreams.
In 5 years, I see myself probably producing music and being successful, hopefully.
I see myself finishing Michigan State University and going into the film industry.
In 5 years, I see myself finishing school and being very successful and gonna start a future of my own.
In 5 years, I see myself graduating college with a degree in engineering.
In 5 years, I see myself graduating college and probably doing an internship to become a news reporter.
In 5 years, I see myself graduating from college, getting started with my career.
I see myself in 5 years probably coming out of my apprenticeship and getting the job that I went to a trade for, and maybe getting a house.
In 5 years, I see myself in Coastal Carolina University still studying marine biology.
In 5 years, I will probably still be in college somewhere. Not exactly sure where, but some college somewhere.
I see myself in 5 years finishing college.
Hopefully in 5 years, I'm going to be in college doing art stuff. I want to be a cartoonist, and hopefully I can do that.
In 5 years, I hope to be happy.
In 5 years, I see myself in medical school.
I see myself in 5 years probably in college or trying to get a job. See what else that's good, sorry.
In 5 years, I see myself playing professional soccer anywhere in the world.
In 5 years, I see myself on my way to getting my degree in psychology and criminology.
In 5 years, I see myself obtaining my bachelor's degree and going on to be an engineer in graphic design.
I see myself in 5 years for doing something that I love to do is into engineering.
I see myself in 5 years getting a good job and helping out my family and friends.
In 5 years, I see myself owning my very own restaurant.
In 5 years, I see myself doing the job that I always wanted, which be a physical therapy tech.
I see myself hopefully living on my own, graduated from college, and hopefully starting a family.
I see myself in 5 years hopefully being graduated from college, starting my career in pharmacology, and having my pharmacy tech license,
In 5 years, I see myself getting my bachelor at U of M Dearborn and getting a job probably at, I don't even know.
I see myself in 5 years finishing college, hopefully going into the field that I want to go into in my job career.
In 5 years, I see myself in the film business, probably doing some YouTube as well. I plan on being in school still. I want to get my master's and then move up to my PhD, and that's about it.
In 5 years, I see myself being famous or a surgeon.
I see myself in 5 years at college,
5 years, I see myself graduating college and becoming a math teacher. In 5 years, at Paul Mitchell, it's a cosmetology school, and that's what I want to do the rest of my life.
I see myself in 5 years probably finishing my 4th year of college, because I'm not sure if I'm going to take a year off or what, and then
probably go travel the world for a year after that.
In 5 years, I see myself graduated from college and have a degree and working in a job that I always wished to be in.
Where I see myself in 5 years, I see myself being in Hollywood, making movies, making a lot of money, big YouTuber, big everything, you know.
I see myself 5 years probably, you know, making money, making a lot of money, having a big house, you know, doing my thing.
I see myself in 5 years being in the United States Navy and just like defending our country and stuff.
I see myself being the world's strongest man, just picking heavy stuff up. Yeah.
I see myself in 5 years going to engineering school.
I'll be in the middle of my bachelor program at Oakland for my electrical engineering degree.
In 5 years, I see myself being an entrepreneur on owning my own businesses.
In 5 years, I see myself graduating hopefully from Central Michigan, and I want to get a degree in sports management, so hopefully just following a career there.
Where do I see myself in 5 years? Hopefully finishing up my degree and becoming a teacher in the South.
In 10 years, I see myself in college because I want to be a pediatrician.
In 10 years, I see myself doing graphic design, you know.
In 10 years, I'll see myself as probably a construction worker.
In 10 years, I see myself as a professional game designer.
In 10 years, I see myself finishing up college, getting a house, just like basic things.
I see myself in 10 years successful.
In 10 years, I see myself a lot of places. When I was younger, I actually wanted to be a singer, but I still have that plan. But right now, I'm just going to school for cosmetology, and I hope that within the next 2 years or so, I get my license. So,
See myself in 10 years in college.
In 10 years, I see myself living comfortably, having a job in whatever career I choose.
In the next 10 years, I see myself being successful and living life.
In 10 years, I see myself being a famous makeup artist, hopefully doing celebrities makeup and stuff.
Next 10 years, probably see myself as an NBA star, dropping buckets, going crazy.
In the next 10 years, I see myself traveling and helping out animals.
In 10 years, I see myself in a hospital working as an anesthesiologist, making the big bucks.
I see myself in 10 years pregnant with twins.
I see myself in 10 years traveling the world.
In 10 years, I see myself, I would have graduated from college and got my nursing degree, and I would be working as a registered nurse in a hospital.
10 years, I see myself in Orlando, underneath the sun, working on any car that's out.
In 10 years, I see myself being successful, graduating from college, and having a good job with the family.
In 10 years, I see myself with a doctoral degree in prenatal nursing and maybe married, I don't know.
Where I see myself in 10 years is being a preschool kindergarten teacher.
In 10 years, I see myself still in college pursuing my dreams and out the house with, I don't know, love of my life.
In 10 years, I see myself finishing my degree at the University of Michigan and hopefully going into finishing med school.
10 years. Okay. In 10 years, I see myself as being an anesthesiologist, I guess.
I see myself having my own apartment with like some sort of degree and probably having a dog.
In 10 years, I see myself being a math teacher.
In 10 years, I see myself being a paleontologist and a pediatrician.
I see myself in 10 years being a high school teacher and helping educate students of America.
I see myself at 10 years either working for a clothing brand or being a graphic designer.
Where do I see myself in 10 years? I see myself being a biologist and studying at University of Michigan, Dearborn.
In 10 years, I see myself being an auto mechanic. In 10 years, I see myself working hard, making the next move so I can set my future straight, so I could have a good retirement, you know, enjoy life with the grandkids and the kids, you know, the wife.
In 10 years, I see myself living large.
In 10 years, I see myself with a career and a family and doing well in life.
In 10 years, I see myself either playing for the NFL or settle down with a nice job.
In 10 years, I see myself doing what I want to be successful.
In 10 years, I see myself starting my own business and finishing up medical school.
In 10 years, I see myself being a chef.
In 10 years, I see myself going to college and finishing it with the master's.
I see myself in 10 years having a good job and starting a family.
I see myself in 10 years being a teacher, first grade teacher.
In 10 years, I see myself graduating from college to be a counselor.
In 10 years, I see myself hopefully fully finished with college or in the Marines. I haven't quite decided yet, so.
In 10 years, I see myself at college getting my last degree in law and starting a family.
In 10 years, I probably see myself in working for a computer company, making video games and softwares for computers and smartphones.
10 years from now, I see myself designing clothes.
I see myself in 10 years as an athletic director.
10 years, I see myself a millionaire.
In 10 years, I'll be a music producer.
I see myself in 10 years working with athletes on the professional level.
In 10 years, I see myself being an engineer in a good company.
In 10 years, I see myself being a psychiatrist.
In 10 years, I see myself owning my own funeral home and having my degree in mortuary science.
In 10 years, I see myself being an entrepreneur or owning my own business, TV production studio.
In 10 years, I see myself in the Marines still and on my way to graduating college to become a medical examiner. In 10 years, I see myself being a pharmacist and hopefully starting a family.
I see myself in 10 years in the United States Marine Corps.
I see myself in 10 years being the best fashion executive and just being happy.
In 10 years, I see myself the career I love and the family in a nice house.
In 10 years, I see myself owning a business and with 6 children.
In 10 years, I will probably be still with the Army since I ship out June 26, and I'll probably make that a career option for me.
In 10 years, I will be still in school, getting my degree as a doctor. That's about it.
In 10 years, I see myself still in college for architectural engineering.
10 years, I would like to see myself having my own clothing brand or something like that.
I see myself in 10 years designing spaceships at NASA.
In 10 years, I see myself in a big mansion with a lot of food and owning my own cosmetology store and boutique.
In 10 years, I see myself with a good job, making a lot of money.
In 10 years, I see myself having a stable job and a family.
In 10 years, I'm not sure, but I know I'll be involved in my church. So yeah.
Oh, in 10 years, I see myself having a nice family, being able to take care of myself and support my family in anything they want to do.
In 10 years, I see myself chilling at the crib.
In 10 years, I see myself
a nurse and married to Davon Gardner.
10 years, I see myself owning my own shop, working on cars.
In 10 years, I see myself graduated with a degree and hopefully a family. In 10 years, hopefully, I see myself opening my own physical therapy practice and having a family.
I see myself in 10 years being a great dad and just being comfortable and trying to be the best dad I can to my son.
I see myself in 10 years. It's a bold question. I guess I see myself software designing for future technologies.
In 10 years, I see myself somewhere in China because I want to go to college so that I can fully learn Chinese and hopefully become a translator or interpreter.
In 10 years, I see myself just going to work. I want to go into graphic design, going to game design, and I see myself pursuing that a little while further, going and specializing in it, probably going to technical school after I go to Wayne, and just deal with that.
I see myself in 10 years as being in the field, like close to retiring, and then pursuing my backup job as being like a physical therapist.
10 years, I see myself working on a big film, or a good movie, doing my thing on the edge.
Where do I see myself in 10 years? Well, I'm gonna have kids, probably. I'm gonna be old and grumpy with a wife, complaining about life. I'm just kidding, maybe a millionaire, hopefully. 10% chance. Let's hope so.
In 10 years, I would like to be an engineer with Tesla, the car company, self-driving car company.
In 10 years, I see myself graduated from college, hopefully in a job with marketing and advertising, and happy.
In 10 years, I see myself still studying to get more education, I don't see myself as mom and a child, so that's what it is.
10 years, I see myself working in nurse.
I see myself being an audio engineer, doing soundboards, doing live productions, studio productions, and post-production recordings.
I see myself in 10 years being successful in the WNBA.
In 10 years, I see myself being an elementary school teacher.
In 10 years, I would see myself being a physical therapist with a husband and some kids.
In 10 years, I see myself owning my own restaurant with probably my kids. Yeah.
In 10 years, I see myself somewhere in the world dangling.
Where I see myself in 10 years is working my dream career as a nurse and hopefully doing things on the side that will help benefit children. I see myself with a nice house, a family, and a car, and maybe a dog or two. So.
In 10 years, I see myself hopefully still not in school and doing something that I love.
In 10 years, I see myself being successful with a family and my career of choice.
In 10 years, I see myself probably, I don't know, this is a hard question. Probably having a husband by then, maybe having kids. Yeah, I don't know, these are hard questions, I don't know.
Oh, 10 years, filthy, stinking rich. Kid you not.
In 10 years, I see myself happy and maybe with like a little money on the side, if that's, okay.
In 10 years, I see myself living probably in London and being a big business owner, owning my own skincare line, and being a professional medical skincare specialist.
In 10 years, I hope to be a good web designer and obviously just making money.
I see myself in 10 years either as a freelance web designer or a video game designer.
In 10 years, I see myself being a conservation officer.
In 10 years, I see myself being a doctor.
That's like my ultimate goal in life.
In 10 years, I see myself pretty much in the middle of my career as an engineer and having a successful life.
In 10 years, I see myself as a pharmacist, helping people.
I see myself working at the hospital for radiology and probably married.
In 10 years, I see myself working to be a social worker, like getting multiple degrees so I can be the best social worker I can be and help people.
In 10 years, to be honest, my goal is to become an artist. I like making music, and that's what I really want to put my time and effort towards, and I just hope I can be successful.
I see myself in 10 years away from everything, working for myself, not for anybody else, just living life.
I see myself in 10 years having my own restaurant. I want to be a chef because I like to cook and own my own business.
In 10 years, I see myself in law school studying law.
In 10 years, I'm hoping I'll be successful and happy, however that may be.
In 10 years, I see myself with 2 kids, married, hopefully a good career and a nice house.
I see myself a doctor, when I'm in college being a doctor.
I see myself in 10 years in college studying medical field to become a doctor.
In 10 years, I see myself developing a career in physical therapy.
In 10 years, I see myself developing my career.
In 10 years, hopefully, I have 3 wishes. One is to build a school in my country, Vietnam. The second is to own a Vietnamese restaurant. And the third one is to be a creative director of a corporation or of some business.
Where I see myself in 10 years is possibly finished with my career or going on to a minor career,
I see myself in 10 years as a dentist and owning my own dentist, hopefully.